My beautiful Sagittarians, welcome back to my channel. Kim Enchantress here. I've been guided to do a past life reading. If you resided in Australia back in 1709, if you're interested in that country or their culture. Now, Sagittarius, who were you? This is from Drawing Virtues card. Now, we have the imprisonment or slavery. So, back in 1709, you were either a slave or spent time in prison. Although you're free now, you probably still got that fear inside you. Now, your rights were taken away from you, and not to mention your dignity. So you may be feeling empathetic towards those who abuse you. You probably feel like you deserve it, and you don't. Remember that you don't deserve it. If someone is suffering around you, you feel very compassionate towards them. So what this card is telling you is to remember to loosen the shackles and free yourself from your symptoms, because you are no longer a prisoner or a slave. Now, what did you look like? I'm going to use the Lenormand cards here. So we've got the ring. You had light colour hair. You were round and plumpy. And this seemed to me like it was going on quite regular. It was a continual thing for you. Now, what your partner looked like was the book. And possibly the partner wore some sort of glasses, or they had, what do you call those? Sort of like a magnifying glass I used to look through, that type of thing. But they were very smart and they were tall, very well educated. Now, where did you meet your partner? You've got the whip and the man. So this is telling me that you were definitely a female in the past incarnation. Now, it could have been on a busy road, could have been a nightclub, or some sort of sports ground, something where there was a lot of action going on. Now, it could have been a brothel back in this lifetime. Now, what you're passionate about in that past life, and you just loved to be kind. You were a kind person, even though you went to prison or slavery. I'm not sure if it was meant to be, or that you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But this is you give your heart 110%. You're a kind and loving person, and you love to give to others. Now, how was the relationship back then? Yes, it was very stressful, especially if you were locked up or away from your partner a lot. And this shows heartache. This shows you being worried about love and fear. And your life together was feeling of being stuck, because there was a distance between you. Definitely a distance. You had a secure home, and your relationship was persistent, but you felt stuck because of this imprisonment or slavery. Now, where you died in your past life, we have the trees. So definitely it was in nature, outdoors. It could have been a nature reserve. It could have been in your family home amongst nature. And how did you pass? What was your medical condition? I'm feeling that it was due to mental exhaustion, mental and physical exhaustion, worries, that type of issue here. Now, excuse me, what karmic lesson do you need to fix in this lifetime? And we've got the bouquet. It's pretty much telling you need to stay positive in this life and to be happy. You've got a lot of skills up your sleeve, so you need to use them. Excuse me. Now, this was possibly a secret relationship that you had, but there was due diligence investigations going on. There was a secret that was hard to keep about your partner, perhaps. And this man may have been stressed, nervous and broke. This was due to unemployment, and this brought on long-term stress to the relationship. So this could have been your partner that was in prison, or a slave of some kind. Now, maybe you both travelled over here by boat to be imprisoned, that kind of thing. But it could have been just being in isolation, travelling from another country, perhaps. But there was a lot of stress in this relationship. It was a difficult situation for you. And you lived a long and healthy life after much suffering and depression. But there were improvements and relief, and you got your desired happy destiny until you passed. Now, in this lifetime, there's a happy agreement coming. So definitely a happy agreement that's coming here. With the ring and the bouquet. It could be a proposal or an engagement for you that's coming in this lifetime. So you're with the same person, I'm feeling. And this is a fated knowledge with the book and the crossing. It could be from the past life, and these secrets became a burden to you. So maybe it's passed on to this lifetime and you're still carrying those burdens. And this is about a man that works with medicine, perhaps. Or it could have been a family person. But I feel like they could be ill, or they may be religious in this lifetime. Now, I'm feeling that there could be a Virgo in the picture here, but I do feel like this is going to be a long-term relationship with a deeper commitment this time. You're going to start looking at your long-term goals and security, be safe with each other, and get rid of that stress that's going on. Now, we have the honeymoon card that's coming up. So maybe you're going to decide to go on a holiday together, but it is somewhere exotic. Maybe it's you're being guided by the angels here to go back to a place where you come from, maybe to your homeland, and before you came to Australia to be in prison. But we are going back to the year 1709. That's quite a long time. Now we have giving and receiving and definitely I'm feeling it is Australia with the kangaroos here and a beautiful lorikeets. But it's telling you that the entire universe operates in cycles. So this is a cycle that I said that keeps continuing for you with the ring. And it's telling you as you inhale and exhale, you sort of only, when you inhale, you're giving. When you exhale, you receive. So you're becoming out of rhythm with the universe. And for you to be healthy and get that optimal health and replenish yourself, you need to balance each breath that you take and each breath that you let out. So it's pretty much telling you to ground yourself, go back out into nature, spend some time with animals, even if it's in your own backyard. But, go barefoot here. This is going to ground you and bring a lot more prosperity into your life. Now we have from the crystal deck, we have the beryl card. And this is a beautiful crystal here, but it's about scrying. It's about having power, speaking the truth, and following your visions that you've been guided to follow. So I'll just read a little bit more why you did receive this card, and it's signifying the way forward will be clearer and easier. Pretty much like I said, it's going to be a lot easier this time around. A clear sense of purpose will enter your life. So maybe this person hasn't come into your life yet, but they're allowing you to move on with the same person. Now, for healing purposes, and we've got the tree in the reading, this is a healing card. Beryl is effective in all areas of the body, but is particularly useful in the process of elimination and stimulation of the circulatory and pulmonary system. So it helps sustain all the major internal organs. It facilitates rest and alleviates feelings of stress and inability to cope. So definitely, you're not going to be stressed in this lifetime. Especially, you need to carry one of these beryl crystals on your persona. Now, the ancient stone was used by the Druids and often called a stone of power. So in the past, excuse me, it was used as a crystal ball. It facilitates a visionary quest, including scrying and other magical work. Opening our inner sights, beryl, the crystal, lets us see clearly what is required of us and what we need to do. It enables us to tune into our guides and helps us to realize our potential. So it's useful for connecting to the solar plexus, the Manipura with the crown chakras, and the Sahasrara. This is aids us to lift the ego to the greater universal understanding of the soul. Its role here is as a clarifier, and it allows us to release what is unnecessary and clearly see the path we need to travel. In this way, it helps reduce stress, anxiety, and tension. So beautiful message that's coming through. You possibly travelled with your partner in this last incarnation in 1709. You were put in imprisonment or used as a slave, possibly on a ship, until you were brought to Australia. This is what I'm feeling. But I definitely feel like you will ground yourself. So, like I said, you were always a giving person in the past life. And so now it's time to give and receive. Here's Sagittarius. So I hope this helps whoever was interested in the past life reading to come to Australia and who lived this life in 1709. It is about power and truth. Love and blessings. Bye for now.